Listen close. The floorboards know, the shadows tell, and I can't help myself. The clock is bleeding seconds thin. It scratches louder on my skin. The window shivers when I breathe. The night remembers what I leave. The mirror bends, it cracks, it stares. 1,000 eyes that weren't quite there. They hum a song without a sound and pull me deeper underground. And it whispers soft, it whispers slow. It says the things I should know. You're next, you're next, you're next. The words fall heavy in my chest. You're next, you're next, you're next. Like a curse I can't arrest. I don't want it, I don't choose, but the voice won't let me lose, and it says you're next. The hallway breathes, the walls collapse. Each shadow stretches, each candle cracks. The air is thick, it tastes like stone. It calls me out, but I'm alone. I etched your name into the glass. It bled away, but didn't pass. The letters stayed beneath the pain. They chanted back, they chant your name. And it calls me loud, it calls me deep. It steals the breath I need to keep. You're next, you're next, you're next, you're next. A hymn I never meant to learn. You're next, you're next, you're next, you're next. A song that makes the silence burn. I don't want it, I don't choose, but the voice won't let me lose, and it says you're next. I am the lock, I am the key, I am the ghost inside of me. I never asked, I never prayed, but still the debt must be repaid. The floorboards scream, the windows break, the silence swallows every ache. The night collapses into dust. The only voice I hear is trust, and it says, it says you're next. You're next, you're next, you're next. The shadows echo, floors confess you're next. You're next, you're next, you're next. And my heart can't second guess. I don't want it, I don't choose, but the voice won't let me lose, and it screams you're next. I trace the cracks along the wall. The house is hollow, it hears it all. I never meant for it to be, but something wakes inside of me. The night is endless, white and black, and what it takes, it never gives back. I try to fight, but still it bends. A voice that whispers without end. You're next, you're next, you're next. The echo bleeds, the night relents. You're next, you're next, you're next, you're next. A hymn that drowns the innocence. I don't want it, I don't choose, but the voice won't let me lose, and it screams your name. That's your name. Listen close, the floorboards know, the shadows tell, and I can't help myself.
Good morning, everyone.
Midnight stretching like a hunting ground.
Take it off. Cut the music. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. New show for you today. Got ourselves an interaction that happened last night with a particular atheist who came in and decided that he was going to start running his mouth about biblical slavery. You guys know how much I love that debate. Challenged some of the big boys on that too, and the times that I have showed up to argue with the atheists on it, it has just been an epic, complete and utter dismantling and destroying of their entire position. Really, you could win the argument just on the cultural moral subjectivity claim. You could win it there. You could win it on the presentism bigotry argument alone. Like, you could just use their own worldview and win the argument instantaneously. You can do that, but it could also indicate that you can't actually defend the interior position itself as well. So while I recommend pointing out the fact that their entire methodology of the judgment that they're presenting forward is completely bankrupt, nonsensical, and internally contradictory, I don't suggest that people rely on that alone. I suggest that you actually also, Justin, give me a minute. I recommend that you also take the time. Oh, I need to take that banner down. That you also take the time to consider the context and the era and all of these other things. Hold on a minute. Let me okay, Justin, I added you to the room. What's your situation?
So I am a former Lutheran.
You're a what? I'm sorry.
Oh, am I quiet?
Your voice cut out there at the end. You know what? Here, let me turn my TV up a minute. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Try again.
All right. So basically, I'm a former Lutheran. I deconverted from Christianity basically 2-3 years ago. I don't really remember exactly. It was kind of a whole process.
Okay.
But yeah, I find slavery to be a pretty big problem in the Bible, considering it's pretty cruel.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And actually, here's the thing. I am literally about to play a debate where an atheist is going to make, you're not making any new arguments. You realize this, right? You're making arguments that are boilerplate 2000s atheist moral whining, subjective moral cultural standards, biases about today, presentism, bigotry. These are all terms you probably never heard before, because you've never actually heard the other side of the arguments. What you've done is you've isolated yourself to atheistic echo chambers that repeat these mantras over and over again, and sadly probably didn't have anyone in your life that was able to give you any reasonable answers. And you haven't even heard anything I've had to say yet about this at all. But you want to come in and challenge me. And that's fine. Here's the thing. Typically, hold on real quick. Typically, I'm all about the open challenge show and stuff like that. But here's the thing about today. I'm not keen to necessarily repeat the exact same debate I did yesterday. Okay. What I would like to do is play the debate I did. You could see my argument, see what I would present to this boilerplate 2000s online internet, angst lord script that you're running. See what I have to actually say to that stuff that you're already throwing at
script,
and then respond to that. How about that? Is that an idea? Is that something we could do?
Oh my! Can I just say a Bible verse just to show it? at least what I'm saying.
There we go. Probably one that was brought up last night that I addressed in the video I'm about to play, but go ahead.
Oh, what was it that you
was it the one about where they can be beaten and then 2 days later they get up and they're fine and no issue there? Was that the one? Deuteronomy, I believe.
I had no idea someone actually talked to you about that last night. That's actually kind of crazy.
Why is that crazy when it's the typical atheist script and you guys take it out of context?
No, because there's other Bible verses that talk about slavery, not just that one.
Don't overtalk me on my show. Don't overtalk me on my show. My point.
Well, you just don't let me talk at all.
No, I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not going to let you railroad my show, deflecting from the point I just made, which you already proved. Okay, which is that you are coming at me with boilerplate atheist talking points that have been addressed by me and by others a million times, and you don't even know the counter argument. So hear my counter argument to the cherry picking passages you're going to do, and then see if it still holds water, and then formulate a response. That's what I'm requesting. Is that fair?
Why not?
Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put you in the back. We're going to play the video. We're going to get through it. Any other atheist that wants to join and challenge, you're welcome to do so. We'll take it as a call-in situation. So I'll put you in the back. Thank you for your patience. You're welcome to sit back there if you want, or you can jump back to YouTube. Totally up to you. But you're going to go back in the back, and we are going to move on to the video that took place over on the Christian King channel. The video itself right now is currently unlisted. Some of these secondary streams he sometimes does that with. But of course I was there, so I had the link to it. So we're going to play this, and this is after the atheists had been discussing with the Catholics in the room in regards to the Eucharist. I didn't really get involved in that conversation too much, other than throwing out a little thread there to at least, give the apostolics a little bit of a bone, but that was about it. And nothing really particularly interesting there. Typical, like, well, argument from incredulity. I find it difficult to believe in the eating of the body and the drinking of the blood. It's just boring. It's boring stuff, and no one cares. So we're going to start past that, which is where we're getting into the biblical morality debate, and where we are discussing the principle of biblical slavery, what it is, what defines it, what the scope and range of it is, and where and if it has any potential moral, ethical, or economical justifications. So without any further ado, we will proceed. Thank you guys for joining. Please remember, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and let's kick it off.
Sheltered is not the correct.
When's the last time you butchered
vocab to use? I'd say we lived in a modern era where animals have rights.
When's the last time you butchered
animals
an
have
animal?
rights.
Animals have rights.
Women had more rights.
This is where we're going with it.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I doubt. No, I just say this.
Animals
I say this
got the right to be eaten.
No, I say this
in scripture, we are given dominion over all the beasts of the earth.
Yeah.
Right.
So animals have no rights.
You guys just completely cut me off.
Animals have the right.
You're cutting me off again. You're cutting me off. I was talking about how women at the time couldn't live on their own property. I doubt Israelites had women living in their own homes and driving and riding horses around town. I don't.
Because they would have died.
That's exactly. So we don't live in a sheltered world. We live in a modern world. It's the wrong vocab to use. We live in the best time. We live in the best time to live.
We certainly don't. We certainly do not.
Yeah, we do because we have modern medicine. That's number one. We have technology. We have education. We have the ability to find that the sun goes around the earth, because before Catholics believed the sun didn't go around the earth. Let
me get him. I got him.
Times have changed. Sure, we
you
may
do, right?
In sheltered, but
Da Vinci, you do, right? All of that is wonderful, isn't it?
Again, to have the
Da Vinci,
conscious to compare animal killing to
Da Vinci,
and most of the time, most men didn't go to war. So
Da Vinci.
Most men, and there wasn't, unless they were fighting all the time, people weren't just killing each other all the time.
That makes no sense.
Hold on a second, Monk. Hold on.
That's completely different. This was. I doubt all the Israelites that fought all the wars to make Israel died generations before this even became a thing.
Yeah,
and I don't. And sure, they might have had public executions, but. Again,
do you notice?
Even then, I doubt.
He's monologuing.
Da Vinci, you notice Do you know
The goat, brother. You rock, my man.
You said you were here to listen.
I gotta speak read
and you
physician
came up to
dates and
ask us a
check
simple
for
question
my boys on
about
some
our
Jackson
view.
guys and
You
saying
came up to ask us a
into the
simple
reading
question.
authority
You came up to ask us a simple question about our view. And now we have answered your question. Can you take a breath, sir, please?
He's monologuing.
Please take a breath. Take a breath, please. You came up here and said, "I'm here to listen."
The gaslighting is
ask you a
insane.
question.
I mean, it's
Please,
wild.
please take a breath. Take a breath.
Monologuing.
No, I don't need to take a breath.
breath.
I can say what I want to concisely.
You can, but you can take a breath and let me respond. You've been monologuing.
No, I finished what I had to say.
Okay, so
Okay.
now I get to respond. Now I can respond.
Yeah.
Okay, so you came up here and said, "I'm here to listen," and now I'd like to ask you a simple question about your view of the Eucharist. And now you are running a 3-minute monologue as an.
It wasn't a 3-minute monologue. I was responding to what you were saying because he was incorrect.
And scripture.
What I was saying.
That's
what I was correcting what he was saying, because then you guys were, all three of you guys were saying something that was projecting in the direction that was completely opposite of where I was going with what I was saying. That's
Okay.
Wait, I just have to address something real quick, Da Vinci, before you guys get into the Eucharist. You were saying, women couldn't buy land, didn't have their own houses and stuff. Like, where do you get this from? Because according to Proverbs 31, right in verse 15, it says, this is talking about a woman who fears God.
Okay, here's this. Okay, okay, go ahead, please. This is good.
It says she wakes up early in the morning, cooks food for her family, and gives the servants their share. She looks at land and buys it. She uses the money she has earned and plants a vineyard. She works very hard. She is strong and able to do all her work.
Right. And how many years was Proverbs written? But again, after this.
Yeah. One other thing I got.
Proverbs written after this.
Yeah. How many years was Proverbs written before this? Like, okay, that's irrelevant. That was a bad question. But since we're in the Old Testament, right? Since I said we're talking about the Old Testament and the Eucharist and how women at the time didn't have rights that they did, which is true because Exodus 21:7-11, if a man sells his daughter as a servant, she is not to go free as male servants do. If she does not please the master who has selected her for himself.
You said 21 what?
21:7-11.
Okay, do you know the context of this?
The context is irrelevant. It's the fact that they are being sold. They are selling people here.
Brother man.
It says it right here. He has no right to sell her to foreigners because he has broken faith with her. If you
think this is a gotcha, we've debated all these.
No, it's not a gotcha. It's
this is high school level Christian thought.
Yeah, now let me get him on what he said.
No, this is an example that women
let me cook him real quick because he said a lot of things there.
He doesn't need to be cooked.
Oh yeah, this is your area of expertise, man. Go ahead.
He doesn't need to be cooked. He doesn't need to be cooked.
You say what is better now? What times are we living in? What's better now?
Yeah, because they don't have to be sold.
No.
The Israelites sold their daughters. How is that not better?
Calm down, brother. Don't manifest. You said life is better.
How am I manifesting?
Yeah,
I'm having a coherent reaction. You're not projecting me. You're saying stuff that's a lie.
You're not giving credit where credit is due, brother. You said life is better. How? What?
Yeah.
Medicine, right?
Yeah.
Education, women's rights.
Yeah.
Slavery was abolished.
Yeah. Don't forget animal rights.
Murder. Say again, Random?
Yeah.
Don't forget animal rights.
Animal rights. Yeah. Okay. So now I want to ask you. Yeah. All of those things came about. Why?
I mean, they all came about because.
Why?
Society
Who
got
was
better.
responsible for most of those things?
Well, I would say most of those things didn't happen until the last 100 years.
Are you lying now? Are you lying?
Yeah, at least within the last 100 years.
Who started
that's when the feminist rights movement started. We're talking about America.
Who came up with the scientific method? Who?
Why are you bringing up the scientific method when we're talking about ethics? I don't understand. That's irrelevant. You just asked me a question regarding history. You were bringing me up the scientific question. You stick on one subject, please. Stick on one subject.
Who invented the hospital?
Huh? Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
Who invented the hospital?
What is that? What does that to do with anything?
Oh, so now we're going to be.
Say healthcare is better. You say healthcare is better. Who invented the hospital?
Probably Catholic Church.
The Catholic Church invented the hospital. Amen. Well done.
Yeah. Who gave women? Who viewed women? Which religion in the world?
No, again,
this
is post New Testament.
No, brother, stop! You're not gonna come here and throw your Theist propaganda. You're gonna listen.
You're ignoring your
own.
Who
made women the center of their theology? No, brother.
Okay, let's get rid of this guy.
Brother, who made women the center of their theology? Which religion?
Bro, this all came up after New Testament. Before New
Brother,
Testament,
exactly. Jesus Christ came and changed the whole world, didn't
Who
he?
did Christ show himself to?
Change the fate of the predestined.
Who did Christ, when Christ resurrected, who did Christ?
Theologists disagree with you.
Oh,
theologists? What's a theologist?
I guess
the Latter-day Saints, the ones you're talking
John
about.
Calvin.
No, John Calvin. You got John Calvin confused.
John Calvin.
No,
I can't think of his name right now.
He just blurted it out. He just blurted out.
But there is Protestant denominations that believe in predestination. Again, you guys are coming from a bias. You guys are coming with a different theologic standpoint that other denominations would disagree with.
His whole life system that he lives under is a product of Christian society.
New Testament Christian, not Old Testament.
Brother, everything you live under, everything you're claiming.
You want to bring up context?
Brother, everything you're claiming. Brother, look at brother. Brother, everything you're claiming that is good in society came from Christianity, brother.
It came from New Testament Christianity, not the Torah.
Brother, everything you live under, the rules you're supporting, the rules you're supporting,
there is no New Testament within the Old Testament. What are you talking about?
Yes. Well, no, duh. But the only reason that the New Testament exists is because of the Old Testament. What's the point?
No, the only reason the New Testament exists is because God gave His only Son.
Yeah, exactly. There wouldn't be New Testament without the Old Testament, would there be? No, because
it's
two. You need two to have one. It's two to tango. What are you guys talking about?
Pull up Matthew 22, 36-40.
Everything was completed in Christ. So I don't get what you guys are saying.
Administrative note, CK, I'm going to bid good night. I'm going to say thank you for your hospitality.
I just don't get how
hey, have a good night. God bless.
The only reason women are able to live in their cars is because of
take a breath. Da Vinci, take a break. Da Vinci, take a break.
Oh, what do you mean? I have zeal for God. I have zeal for God.
I can't break for a second.
That's ironic. No, when someone has zeal, they can't take breaks.
Take a break.
That's blasphemy. We both would agree that's blasphemy. You're blasphemy.
CK, notice that this person won't.
You're blasphemy. You're telling me to stop having zeal? Who are you? You're the person that puts the rock on my neck and drowns me from sinning. That's content.
I don't understand this one, right?
Randall, we got a denier here. He denies that his life system, the system he lives under, ain't a Christian.
That verse that you brought up, which I asked if you knew the context. It's not talking about slavery. No, that's not about slavery.
Leave a comment and share with
it's
your
about
friends,
a servant.
Unless you're in league with the heretics.
And if you read the context, bro, hold on. Oh no, if you look at the Greek word, it's servant. Or the Hebrew word, sorry.
It says they can beat them with a stick as long as they don't get hurt enough to die.
Again, that's another verse you're taking out of context. The one you first mentioned is talking about when people in Israel, right? Because in this case, this is about Israel. When some Israelites were in extreme poverty, they could give themselves into labor, right, as servants. This wasn't, slavery, like, how you're trying to describe it. This was more like a contract to labor, right? That was for their own survival. That's the context of this.
Okay.
And you would know that if you read the context, not just
took one verse out of context. Slave owner beating someone with a stick.
Okay, and all he has to do is read Philemon.
Why is
he has it right now on? But he's gonna keep talking.
Leave a comment and share with your friends.
What's the verse that you were talking about?
How can you be callous to say that beating someone with a stick is okay?
Again, you're taking that verse out of context again, bro.
No, beating someone with a stick because they did something wrong isn't out of context.
No, that's not what it's, bro.
Because they did something wrong. Don't you get spanked?
They did something wrong. They go to jail. People go to jail for that. They don't get beat up for that.
Okay.
Again, bro. So what's the verse? What's the verse for Da
1
Vinci?
Timothy 1:10. Let's check that one out. 1 Timothy 1:10.
Like, are we gonna go with this with old moral and ethics? Because then, like,
old,
nah, brother, you're spitting nonsense, brother. Brother, you're spitting nonsense.
You twisting these scriptures.
Right here.
No, it's what it says. Like, these are real questions people have.
But you're not even. You don't even know the context, bro.
Here we go.
We just showed you in Exodus. We just showed you in Exodus. You didn't even know the context of that.
In the New Testament. For whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for man stealers. That's what slavery, chattel slavery is, right? Last time I checked, right? For men stealers, people that steal men and sell them into slavery. There you go.
The Greek word here is an enslaver.
Enslavers. Yep. For liars, for perjured persons. And if there be any other thing that is, go down, contrary to sound doctrine. Sounds like they against slavery to me, brother. When you don't read, you come in here with nonsensical arguments and you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yes, they choose that. And there were slaves and plantations that would choose to serve their master. What type of I don't get the relevance here. Like whether they were willing to stay or not.
The verse you brought up, was it Old Testament? The verse you brought up, was it Old Testament?
Yes.
Okay,
like, and you're saying that
now they're relevant.
You're saying
brother,
that you
I'm gonna explain it, brother. I'm explaining it.
Don't
manifest, brother. Calm down. Calm down. You're
the one that's yelling. I'm not.
Well, that's the mic.
You're the only one that's been loud the entire
time.
Brother,
breathe in.
Interrupt here for just a second, just to cut in for one moment. There is a propensity towards this particularly rancid, low thinking, potentially even partially inbred Zoomer generation that spurgs around in these environments. And there's a sense of arrogance and ego about it, into how it perceives other cultures, other peoples. It claims to be so morally progressive, and it doesn't really consider the context of the era. You know, like you imagine yourself in the ancient Near East, and everything is wilderness except for these cities. And these cities are functioning economically as a structure of servant systems. Joseph was a slave of Pharaoh, and how did he live? Lived like a king. They want to isolate this word as if it's some sort of, can somehow be collapsed into a single modern iteration, you know, that just formulates and dictates and defines all versions of it. And it's so low thinking. It's so freaking tragic and low thinking. It's vacuous to even try to argue it inside secular humanism. You have to condemn the most morally progressive of all of the ancient Near East cultures in terms of slavery systems. I mean, you don't see the atheists coming and whining about Canaanites or Moabites or Egyptians or, you know, Syrians or any of these other fucks, you know, that were horrible to people and actually didn't have really any rights to them at all. They could be treated however they wanted, killed, you know, raped, any of that stuff, doesn't matter. Just an absolute vacuous level of understanding to the context. So if you're in the ancient Near East, you basically have two choices. You can sign a contract with a good family, like how you people go and look for a job, you know, where you would get into a household, you have the protection of the rest of the family, protection in numbers, you know, you're not prone to, you know, the elements or the wilderness or wild animals or marauders or thieves or anything else. You have protection in numbers. So you make a decision. It's either, yeah, you can be free. A lot of you could be free. You dumb fucks could be free right now. You don't have to pay taxes or anything. Go find a nice little spot in the woods, isolate yourself from all of society and enjoy your life and be free. Why do you want to be a slave to the system? Aren't that what you all fucking retards are? Trading in the money with the value that you don't control, going to work for the bosses for the set amount, probably less than you feel that you actually deserve, forced into this in order to function in society normally with everyone else. Aren't you just a slave to another economic system, go be free. Why don't you? Why do you want to be a slave in the slave economy system? Is it because it's better and more appealing than the contrary? Such was the state for them back then as well. You hypocritical retard scumbags. And your arrogance over your position in the modern era to sit back and point your disgusting, filthy little fucking rat fingers at ancient peoples and condemn them for their systems that they use to get by, to function as a society, without any real clear context, no real study. All you dumb fucks usually just spurg around with the atheist forums and atheist Reddit and, oh, slavery's so bad universally in every single situation. And I'm going to tell you how bad it is using my Chinese-built device that was probably at least had multiple components built by slaves or something very close to slave labor. But that's okay. I'm not some outrageously retarded moron hypocrite spurging on the internet hypocritically for no real good reason. Unreal. Anyway, I just had to. Sorry. Monk's about to give a bad argument, which I don't like. And, well, whatever. You guys will see. Here, let's get back to it.
Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to debunk your argument.
You're the one that's
we're going to debunk your argument slowly, brother. We're going to debunk your silly argument slowly. Was adultery evil? Is adultery evil in your mind?
Adultery?
Adultery. Is adultery evil?
Adultery. Someone sleeping, like, what are you saying? Someone that's married to someone?
And sleeping with somebody else. Is that evil?
Cheating.
Okay, are you saying when someone's in a committed relationship with someone with marriage?
Brother, you know what adultery is? Just say
the definition of adultery, bro. Sleeping with another man's wife.
Adultery in the Bible is when someone's married with someone.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Yeah, I would say it's wrong.
Okay, but they made a law, they made a rule saying you could divorce, right? Even though Jesus himself said before in Exodus, right? Yeah. You couldn't marry it after you got married one time. But because they needed to regulate sin, they made a regulation that you could divorce and let somebody go along their way. They were regulating a sin. So in Exodus, the stuff you hear about slavery was just Moses regulating a sin that wasn't gotten rid of yet. So then Jesus came along, and then he came to, and he made his proclamation, which the whole Bible culminates to this, brother. CK, go to Matthew 22, 37 to 40.
Well, Monk, you're not actually making the argument that slavery is a sin, are you?
Yes, it's a sin, brother. But
then why is Paul saying slaves submit to your masters? Why is he making that?
Because at that time they didn't have any way to end it, but we just read a verse where Paul is clearly against slavery.
All right.
So let's go. 22, 30. Let me see. 37 to 40.
Why is that even a word to begin with?
Yeah, we've heard this argument before.
Monk, when you're done, I'd like to present a different argument that slavery is perfectly moral, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, it ain't, but you could try. Jesus, and this is what everything culminates. So the Exodus was when the word was starting to be revealed. Then Jesus, the culmination gets here, and this is what it culminates to, Da Vinci. Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love thy Lord, thy God, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets." So if you love everybody, would you support slavery?
If I love everybody, would I support slavery? No.
Okay, that's the culmination, brother. There you go. You got Christianity in a nutshell.
Yeah, but why was that even a thing in the first place? Like morally, ethically. People did that, and the Israelites did that at some point. I mean, they sold their daughters.
But why are you blaming Christianity for the sins of other people?
I'm not. That's what Israelites did in the Old Testament.
Monk, I got to be honest. That is the worst apologetic against biblical slavery I've ever heard in my whole life. Like, really, that's one of the worst I've ever heard, man.
It's not.
I'm not even on this guy's side, and that I just got to tell you, man, that was terrible.
You're saying that slavery.
So what you're saying is God's morals are subjective and cultural and time based. That's a horrible argument.
That's the point I was making, Smokey. Was that?
No,
it's
brother,
time based.
No.
That was the whole argument I made.
Yeah, it's either objectively wrong to own someone or it isn't. Or
it's wrong to commit adultery.
I was talking about.
It's wrong to commit adultery, right?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm on your side on this one, Da Vinci. I argue
Smokey, it went over your
I defend biblical slavery all the time. And I'm siding against the Orthodox here.
We see polygamy in the Old Testament as well. Are you going to defend polygamy?
Yeah, but that's not prescriptive. Don't go that way with it. That's not a prescriptive.
Smokey, it went over your head. You got to think about it. But again,
and beating people.
Smokey, it went over your head. But the reality is that sin was regulated whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Because you weren't supposed to marry. According to Jesus, Jesus said before you weren't allowed. But because your hearts were hardened, Moses said you can marry, you can divorce and you can marry and get divorced. So it wasn't even allowed before, but they sinned. So they were only regulating sin. Okay. So the slavery is the same thing.
Sin? That doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense, brother, because it was there already existed.
That's why what?
I don't know what to tell you. It's over your head, brother. You don't.
No, it's not. For God to regulate.
No, I'm gonna ask you, Da Vinci. What type of slavery? What type of slavery was the one they're talking about?
So you're saying in this, can God regulate any sin then?
Yes. Moses did. Yeah, Moses.
Oh my God.
But now I'm gonna ask
you're misinterpreting what he's saying.
Yeah, no, but Jacob, let me get him.
I hear exactly what he's saying.
No, you don't.
I hear exactly what he's saying.
No, he's exactly.
No, you're not saying he can control sin. No, you're saying he can regulate it.
Da Vinci.
Holy moly, brother!
What type of slavery do you think they were talking about in Exodus?
We just went under the umbrella. He could regulate any sin.
Yep. Now I'm gonna ask you, what type of slavery were they talking about in Exodus?
Bro,
answer. What type of slavery? Chattel slavery?
We had this discussion already. God can regulate any sin, then any sin is justifiable then.
I'm gonna say it again.
That's not the thing.
He doesn't want to get into it because he knows he's gonna get cooked.
That came from Gordon's mouth and from Monk's mouth.
I don't got no shame because I understand the Bible better. I understand the Bible better than you.
That's crazy.
No, Da Vinci, I understand the Bible better than you because you couldn't even understand.
No, you just said that,
Monk. Real quick. Yeah, why did God? Okay, so let me explain. So we see that. So you're representing that slavery is a sin. So this begs the question. Why did God outlaw entirely things like murder, but allow the sin of slavery? Like, why is he decide? Like, he has the ability to set moral standards and absolutes, and he's doing so, but he leaves slavery in the gray area. Like,
it's not. Don't exclude the fact that they can beat their slave as long as they can work the next day.
Well, hold on. You're not interpret that in full context.
Yeah, I mean,
but beating someone with a stick until
but you have to. But dude, here's the problem. See, this is the problem with doing stuff like. Hold on, dude. Let me respond to your point. Man, stop talking. Stop talking. Let me respond to your point. I don't need you to give me the whole atheist Bible script. Okay, this is what. No, I'm not, dude. You just won't stop talking. Like this is. Yeah, you just won't stop talking to actually have your thing answered.
On how insane that is, that's all.
Well, you're insane, but we're not saying
dude, listen to me. You cannot interpret that by itself as if it's okay to just mercilessly and completely beat slaves as much as you want, because it has.
I didn't say that. It says it explicitly that as long as
you're not. You see how you interrupted me again? You see how you interrupted me again before I could finish? Just to repeat your same point.
The context of what you said to me was incorrect. I said it in the context that it says.
No, what you did is you cherry picked a verse completely outside of all. I'm about to give you the context, which you won't let me finish because you won't stop talking.
Fine, give me the context and then I'll respond.
Okay, the other parts of the passages where it talks about the treatment of slaves and if they miss a tooth or have a damaged eye,
they're supposed to be set free, shows that they had human rights and they were not encouraged to be beaten at all. In fact, they were given stop talking. They were given the most progressive human rights of the entire ancient Near East. And if you're an atheist, stop talking. If you're an atheist and you believe morality is subjective and culturally based anyway, then you have to give credit for the Jews being more aligned to modern humanist principles than any other ancient culture in the ancient Near East. You're just being a petty hypocrite. And you want to overtalk me to not let me finish my point because you've already made up your mind. You're not an honest interlocutor.
And to bring up that one, because I'm responding now, to bring up the one that you said they missed an hour, they missed a tooth, that doesn't mean they still can't beat the crap out of their back.
Yeah, oh my God. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, because you're some sort of political economic genius of the ancient Near East, clearly. So let me, clearly you are. Clearly.
I didn't manage to get this point out over there too, but there was a lot of over talking I was going to start to. I want to get this point out here now. If you, even if you did view your slaves as a kind of property that you could do anything with, and very clearly it shows that that is not the state of affairs at all. Even a slave being killed by a master would mean the master would be killed. So this is not in any way of the same structure of any of the ancient Near East cultures whatsoever. Well, the assumption that they are is just in a state of pure absolute ignorance. God, hold on.
Who you are, so comic genius. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
So when you own someone, they have a value. If you beat the shit out of them, you impair their value. It's just not a good investment. Even if you were the type of scumbag that's going to isolate this into some sort of idea, ignoring all ancient Near East context and all biblical context, and just assume this is what you're willing to picture it to be, it doesn't even make sense. The things you say doesn't even make sense in that context. There's no reason to unnecessarily damage the value of your investment. It just isn't there. Now, I'm even giving you, and that's a stupid fucking way to interpret what was going on back then. But even if I gave it to you, it still doesn't make sense the way you present it. And you guys just want to ignore the context. Why? Really, ultimately, in some ways, I think you're just showing anti-Semitic bigotry and hatred. What other ancient culture do you judge so uncharitably in this kind of way? You know, judging them to your modern standards. Anyway, let's not deflect too much more, but plenty of arguments here, folks. Plenty of arguments here. Let's get back to the show.
Because you're some sort of political economic genius of the ancient Near East, clearly. So let me. No, clearly you are. Clearly you are. So let me ask you something.
You cut me off. You always talk about me cutting you off. You just let me finish what I was saying.
Okay, man, go ahead. You take your time.
I'm not going to take my time because I want you to respond.
Okay, well then shut up and let me respond to the dumb things you're saying.
No, he's all caught up in his ideas.
He's like, you spent like 5 minutes on an atheist forum and you think you got it all figured out.
No, I've read.
Exodus 21 is their go-to.
How are you going to mock me? That's pretty wild to mock someone that's willing to say.
Well, dude, you're posturing yourself like you got this figured out, and all you've done. Here's the thing, man.
I'm the only one that has not insulted any one of you.
Well, your society is a Christian society.
I haven't mocked you once. I haven't mocked.
I don't think I've done anything worthy of mockery. I can't say the same about you.
I haven't mocked anyone, bro.
Well, actually, you were mocking Monk. Actually, you were mocking Monk. Actually, you were. Actually, you were mocking Monk.
More callous than mine, and I'm an atheist.
You were mocking Monk.
My heart more than God is working in your heart. Now,
you were mocking Monk, dude.
We're gonna bring up.
Don't be a hypocrite.
The Exodus one. I'm not.
Exodus 21.
You mocked Monk when he was pulling up his position. You were mocking.
No, I was saying
you thought it was absurd, and you said as such.
God's law.
Exodus 21. PK.
Okay, let me read. We'll just.
Yeah, he'll bring it up. We'll bring your slavery. We'll bring your slavery verses.
Okay, here we go. Right here.
So you can
right. No, I'm reading. When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged.
Which verse is this, brother?
The owner will die. Exodus 21, verse 20. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged, for the slave is his money. Now, we'll go tell him what is when a man strikes the slave of his the eye of his slave, 26, male or female, and destroys it, he shall let the slave go free because of his eye. If he knocks a tooth out of his slave, male or female, he shall let the slave go free because of his tooth. And with that here, with the only contextual evidence we have of the ethics of a slave beater here, as long as they could work within the next 2 days and they didn't have any like permanent damage to their body, they could work. That's what it shows here.
Okay.
Hey, Jojo.
That's all it says.
Jojo, how about this, Jojo?
My point is that you could still beat your slave.
If Mary does not pull up into the panel,
and it's acceptable as long as they don't die, and as long as you don't hurt their eye or hurt their tooth. And we're gonna be real here. No, hear me out. I'll finish on this.
If Mary does not pull up in the next 5 minutes, Jojo,
moral civilization.
I will give you the honor
most of those Israelites,
or as a mod for 1 minute to time him out for 24 hours.
And whether they did or not, the rest of the slave owners, I bet you still beat their slaves. I bet you they did.
Well, that's just an assumption.
Because of how hard their hearts were, they had to regulate the sin, right?
No.
They had to regulate. God had to regulate some sin, so their hearts were.
Brother, are you done? Brother, you're not convincing us.
I'm going to stick on one thing he said here. Their hearts were hard at this time, right? Their hearts were hardened.
Yeah, I agree.
Beating someone hard enough for them wouldn't be a problem.
Oh Lord! All right, now my turn. Can I say something now? What type of slavery are you equating this to?
What do you mean?
There's the link.
Is it chattel slavery, the slavery that was conducted in the United States where people were kidnapped from Africa and brought against their will and served as slaves? Or is this another type of slavery? What type of slavery are you talking about here?
Slavery is slavery, bro.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't, dude. No, it isn't, man.
All right, let me educate Da Vinci. Da Vinci
is wrong.
Da Vinci, calm down. Da Vinci, calm down, brother.
I'm calming down, but you and I can agree that beating
is there a such thing as indentured servitude?
Can we agree that beating on anybody,
Again, is there?
No, we cannot agree on that. Hey man, what happens when there's a prisoner in prison that's trying to like be violent? Are we allowed to beat them?
Now, of course, in that context.
Okay, of course. Then stop acting like you have some absolute moral standard to appeal to.
I was going to use
scroll up to 16.
A person that works for you.
21:16.
A person that works for you, right? Or
dude, there's different kinds of slavery. There's different kinds of slavery. You could be forced into slavery. Listen to me, dude.
21:16.
Dude, you could sell yourself into slavery. You could make a contract to serve. You could be forced to serve because of a criminal offense or some sort of cost that you caused to someone. There are lots of different categories here. You're trying to isolate them all into one. We're trying to educate you.
I'm isolating it based on what it says. That's all I'm doing.
No, actually, you're not. We're trying to educate you.
Okay, now let's read this. I'm gonna read this.
Punishment for slavery.
And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or
Mary
if he
has
be
3
found
minutes.
in
3
his
minutes
hand,
to pull up.
he shall surely be put to death.
The clock
Spot
is
on.
ticking.
This right here shows you this ain't chattel slavery that you're claiming it to be. These are people that owe the debt or committed.
I just read that verse. I agree with you.
Brother, listen and stop trying to make your atheist propaganda.
Bro, I just said I agree with you.
Brother, let me finish. I'm explaining it here, but you're not gonna sit here and spout your propaganda.
I just said I agree with you.
The problem you have is that somebody has to pay their debt, regardless if it's indentured servitude, and somebody has to pay for their crimes. Are you claiming that people shouldn't pay for their crimes and be held as a slave when they committed a crime? Are you claiming that, brother?
Okay, well,
no, you're claiming that. Yes or no? Just say yes or no.
That's not a yes or no question.
Yes, it is. Do you think that somebody shouldn't pay for their crime?
Are you saying in today's age?
I'm saying here in this time, in Exodus time, do you think people should not be held accountable for their crimes?
I don't think they need to.
Mary, come on up.
Okay, so they should. They weren't killed. They were held in slavery.
Deny this so-called truth.
Yeah, and they were still beaten. Guards can't even touch the prisoners to this day.
You know, Jesus.
Brother, they have people, brother, this back then, what you're trying to say was slavery like in America? This is people that were in there.
I never said everything out of my mouth. I'm only going off
You said slavery is slavery. You said slavery is slavery. You said that.
I'm going off of any slavery.
So do you retract that? You retract that as a very dumb statement?
Any sort of slavery is wrong.
They're not supposed to hold the hell for their crime?
Okay. I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
Eliezer.
they can hold them accountable.
Eliezer was. Hold on.
Why is
Dude, listen to me. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Eliezer was a slave of Abraham, and if he didn't have an heir, he was going to be an inheritor of all of Abraham's fortune. Okay, he was a beloved friend, an ally, like truly a beloved family member, but he was called a slave. So was that wrong?
Look, I didn't.
When Joseph was a slave of Pharaoh and lived like a king, was that wrong?
That's different.
No, it is. Oh, so you just said slavery, dude. You're the one that said slavery. You know what? Let me tell you something. Hold on. If I could sign a contract tomorrow, hold on, stop. If I could sign a contract tomorrow to go live, stop, dude. Dude, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Or not, slavery is wrong.
Dude,
in general.
listen to me. Listen to me. Say tomorrow I decide to sign up for, I don't know, Tom Cruise's personal chef. And I'm basically a slave. I can't leave this island or go anywhere, and I have to leave there and be on call whenever he arrives to prepare food for him. And I am even identifying myself in the contract as a slave. Are you going to tell me I'm not allowed to do that?
Time's up, Mary. Time's up.
Wow.
This guy acted like they were good. This guy is acting like they built Supermax prisons back then.
Are you gonna let me respond, or are you gonna just?
Brother, you're acting like they built Supermax prisons back then, brother. Where was the wood in the
Jojo, I'm gonna give you the sword
Yeah, brother, you're
temporarily.
silly. That's what you gotta say. I'm silly.
No,
So you could do the honors of handing over a 24-hour
in 1000 BC.
Yes, I agree that what you did to yourself is morally and ethically.
Yeah, brother, you're morally and ethically.
No one has the right to have such a contract.
Da Vinci, you're morally unethical because you would allow people to get away with their crimes instead of having them pay the price.
Hold on, I got another question. I got another question for the atheist. I got another question for the really moral atheist.
I'm not moving on until you let me answer the one question you just asked me.
All right, I got another one after this. It's going to be great.
I say that it is morally and ethically bankrupt for any contract to have that sort of agreement, and under any government, under any kingdom, at any time, it is wrong. That's what I think. For you to, for any human being to have such a contract is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I got another question. So I know that atheists tend to be pretty, culturally, sexually liberated. So I have a question here. So if someone willfully decides to engage in a committed, long-term contractual dom-slave relationship in their personal dynamic with each other, is that immoral?
Absolutely.
No kink shaving.
I think so. You're going to go regulate people's bedrooms, folks. We found the first atheist that wants to regulate bedrooms. Outstanding.
No, I'm not the first atheist. I'd say that any atheist would subjectively agree with me that that is a wrong contract.
That's also an insane lying statement.
I'd say that that there would be atheists that agree with me, and that there are some atheists.
Every atheist I've talked to is against ever regulating people's bedroom. Yeah. You are absolutely 100% the fringe. You're the first one I've ever heard say that.
Well, I don't see that as a problem. I see it as their problem. I see it as their problem because
he said this is their problem, but they could do it. See, he's insinuating they could do it.
I'm not saying it's subjective. What are you? No, I never said that. How are you jumping to this conclusion?
Because you said it's their problem, not nobody else's problem. But here,
no. I'm saying
about everybody's problem.
I'm saying that's their issue that they have with their view on people.
Okay. I'll give you that. But I don't want to be on
Why do I have to be regulated? They can do whatever they want.
Well, there has to be. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but there's going to be consequences.
Yep, exactly. So would you agree that the consequences here is if you commit a crime, then they put you in slavery because there ain't no prisons? Is that that's a consequence of your crime?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you agree with Exodus? So you agree with Exodus 21, brother? You just agree with it?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure, but the prisoners back then were not the same as today.
Thank you.
You're right. They got away with more stuff.
Yep. And I'm gonna ask you.
I mean, it's not a life worth living. I don't think you guys have any idea how bad prisons are.
Well, I don't think you have an idea how life was back then because you're acting like.
I bet you most of those prisoners would have rather lived on that farm and worked for the rest of their life.
Nowadays, people get put in.
And also to go further into prisoners, most of them don't have the. Most of them are psychologically damaged, and that's why they're in prison.
Yeah, brother, we could go with today's
to compare prisoners to
Da Vinci,
people is completely
all of these educational
Moderator
things that you keep bringing up. Oh,
would
well,
definitely be jelly. He was looking
How are you going to mock what I'm
to be
saying?
the first
No, okay, my bad. I
moderator
said it
on
wrongly. But all these things that you keep saying, like the psychology, psychiatry, medical, all this came about because of the Catholic Church or other churches, Christians. It came out because of Christianity, right? So you need to
moderate. I mean, I
doubt because of Christianity.
Sure, but that was
not villainizing Christianity,
and
brother.
Catholicism is again like,
brother. I don't care.
What does Catholicism have to do?
Can I ask you another question, Da Vinci?
I mean, sure, the Catholic Church did push it, but then human beings also had to take the role as such, and then now most of the prisons and all this stuff aren't church owned. Like, there's a lot of private owned hospitals. So to take credit for everything is, sure, you guys started the movement, but you guys didn't carry through.
Da Vinci, can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Do you know what the two largest slave economies in the world are right now?
Probably China.
China's one. China's the top.
Man, and I'd say the other one would probably have to be somewhere in Africa.
Last I checked, it was actually India, but there could be
India. That was going to be my somewhere in Asia. That was going to be my other guess.
But then there's a lot of others that are kind of like shortly behind, and like Congo, Pakistan, things like that. But anyway, there's a lot of these slave economies. So the biggest two slave economies in the world are China and India, right? And you hate slavery, right? Like, you despise slavery. Like, you think it's wrong and immoral, and you would never condone it or support it ever.
Yeah.
Right. How many of your things in your house are made in China?
Unfortunately, I mean, I try my best not.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah, no, what you do is you don't even think about it.
No, I do. I actually
get on the internet. You will get on the internet.
That's a reach, bro.
Hold on. No, it isn't.
From China.
You will get on the internet on probably a Chinese-made component system or computer to whine about slavery and how wrong slavery is. And if you can't see the hypocrisy of that, you're insane.
It's completely different. No, it's completely different.
Completely different.
No, it's completely different because I'm not going on my way to approve it. Had I been aware that
you not choose to purchase things that aren't made in China?
Yep.
And I don't. I try my best not to.
Then you don't care. Then you don't care about slavery. So stop pretending you do.
Wait, what are you saying? Wait, whoa! How do you jump from me buying stuff for China means I don't care about slavery?
Because you're indirectly contributing to it.
No, I can't say that because unless I can find the source business that's producing these things, I can't say that they are.
But you are, brother. It don't matter if you ignore. You're ignorant about it, but you know that it's happening.
I did about the Exodus first. You
said that I bought my way to do this. So you know you're doing it.
Okay, so here's
I don't do it. I don't do it intentionally. That's pretty rude to say that.
But you are doing it because
here's the funny thing about all this.
Being an ambassador,
you don't even think about it because you don't actually care. You're just a hypocrite. You're just someone that likes to whine on the internet against Christians.
And had I been in person with you and we had this conversation, this would have gone a completely different tone. I would have recorded this. I would have posted this, and I would have made sure that
you would have got caught how dumb
that you saying such harsh and callous things that you would lose your job.
And you would have got.
I recorded you and I said this to your job. Everything that you have said, you would lose your job.
Brother, we're not worried about your nonsense because again, you do buy
number one. Hey, buddy, I own my own business. I'm not going to lose my job. I own my own. I'm not going to lose my job. That's number one. Number two, I run a channel. Number two, I run a channel, and I promise you, I'm 100 times more mild over here than I am over there.
You would probably get kicked off.
Brother,
get that.
you know how low
canceled for everything you're saying. Unless you
get
canceled,
man. He don't have an argument now.
That's crazy.
He can't kick him. He doesn't have any
argument. He doesn't like free speech.
People with their jobs and stuff.
How can any of that come out of your mouth? I have never gone to the
Brother,
extent
you don't got no argument now, brother. You don't have no argument.
but to the
Brother, you ain't got no argument.
Yeah,
are you playing the victim card now?
Da Vinci,
Oh, he's the threatening card.
Da Vinci,
Yeah,
you were muted by the chat.
Yeah.
I'll start your time right now. And he said,
Okay, so
Orlando,
I just want to say something
he
real
said,
quick while he's
hold on. Orlando said, mute
Hit like,
the
leave a
atheists
comment, and
for
share
having
with
too
your
many
friends.
products made by
Unless
slaves.
you're in league with the
You're a
heretics.
feminine man.
So
And
the
you got
thing
him,
that
Smokey.
The thing that I wanted to tell him is that the same accusations that we were making towards him was the same thing that he was saying about the supposed slave owners back then. He was imposing his own moral high ground to making up a fallacy with ad hominems about these fantasy people, fantasy slaves that he knew the intentions of that were just so evil, so terrible, so bad.
But yeah, thank you.
It's just
thank
it's
you,
just
Jojo, for
he
doing
was
the
creating
honors.
stories. He
Yeah.
was creating
Temporarily.
fallacies to support his own things, and he had no evidences, no support, nothing. He was just making things up.
Yeah. Well, you seen he had to acknowledge that somebody had to pay for their crimes, right? At the end, you seen, and I just stay quiet because he knew he got caught. Now he's trying to say, "Well, Smokey, you're gonna lose your job." Oh, if I record this, now he's threatening. Brother, you ain't got no
I don't
argument.
care, man. Record it, upload it. I got my channel. Trust me, I say way worse stuff on my own channel. Go over there and record something to post.
Cancel culture ended with COVID. Everybody lost their job on that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Smokey, you did get him. You did get him with that. I forget what it was, but you did get him, and he.
I got a
that's when he lost
boatload
it.
of arguments to defend biblical slavery, man. I've been doing it for 10 years. Trust me.
He's trying to equate chattel slavery with indentured servitude and somebody being held.
Well,
as a
that's what
slave
all
for
the
their crime.
atheists do. They always collapse slavery into a singular category, and it just clearly isn't that. You know?
Yep.
I mean, even the 13th Amendment of the United States confirms that slavery is still active in the penal.
Does anybody want to give Oh, he left. Never mind.
Stop the time in case he comes back. Stop the time.
While he was
Rich, you do
muted.
it.
Hold the timer.
Yeah. I was just
When he
gonna
comes
say,
back,
like,
he still got his minutes.
He said when I was in the chat, slavery is slavery. Well, no, that's not true. Not all slavery is the same. There was good slavery, like in the Bible, which was indentured servitude, where people couldn't afford to pay for things, so they took them in like family and that, and treated them well, and they worked and paid off what they had to owe. It was a good thing.
Rich, you want to read the gospel? They're asking in the chat if you want to read the gospel. So he can hear it.
Yeah. Is he? I hope he's still here though. But if you believe that, you got to repent, man. You got to change your mind and from unbelief, not believing that there's God. Believe there's God, man. You need to trust in Jesus Christ, death on the cross for your sins, that He was buried and that He rose from the dead on the third day, and you will be saved. Your sins will be quite clean. You'll be cleansed. You'll be.
He's a clown.
God will clothe you in His righteousness, and you'll be a child of God.
Hey, I'm only popping in for 1 second, but the fact that he tried to cancel the whole panel is hilarious.
He's here.
Oh, okay. He's still here. All right, he's back.
He's still got a minute
you guys,
90.
man. The content's been amazing. God bless you.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me though. There's a difference, Finchy, between different slaveries and that. Like in the biblical slavery, like indentured servitude was a good thing. People paid off what they had to owe, and they took them in and they worked it off, and it was a good thing. It's not like
it actually is a little bit evil to just assume and presume that somehow there was malicious intent against members of a household that were of the service class, and there's no justification for that.
Jojo, it was a
other
pleasure.
than an instance of a case law where someone potentially was a violent threat and had to be subdued, and then there was a case law substantiated to what to do in that situation, hence the beating of the slave talk. But the idea that there was somehow a standard cultural norm to abuse servants, or that somehow the Jewish slaves were treated worse, I mean, it just flies in the face of history. It's just not what actually happened. All the other ancient Near East cultures treated slaves like they were inanimate objects. You could basically do whatever you wanted to them. But here's the Jews giving them human rights, where if a slave dies, the slave master can pay with his life. If the slave is hurt, they have to go free. Their debt is canceled. You know, this is, all these are extremely humanistic, progressive laws for the time. So to hear an atheist whine and moan, who, by the way, has culturally subjective moral norms anyway, to complain about the most morally progressive system in the entire Near East. Why doesn't he come in here complaining about Canaan? Why doesn't he come in here complaining about the Moabites, or,
the reason why
you know, or the Egyptians? You know, like he wants to focus on what was the most culturally advanced, humanistically progressive, moral slave system of the entire ancient Near East. That's what he wants to poke at from his subjective cultural moral framework.
I'm still muted. Or am I not still muted?
No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean, regardless that it was in the Bible or not, they did it. Whether they owned slaves, they had slaves, contracts.
You know what presentism is?
Okay, but you can't.
Will JoJo be the first?
You don't care what a form. So you don't care if you're indulging a form of bigotry. You don't care.
Slavery.
Or will it be wise?
Do you know what presentism is?
He didn't even listen, man.
Will it be random?
We'll label different labels.
Will it be Sam Shamoon?
We did.
Yeah,
well, I know you're guilty of
Will it be William?
Justify different levels of slavery. Any sort of slavery.
I know you're guilty of slavery, brother, of being a slave.
Dude, there's some kinds of slavery that are bad. Dude, there's some kinds of slavery that are bad. There's some kinds of killing that are bad. There's some kinds of anything that are bad. And there's scenarios of moral dilemmas where there may be justifications.
The context of killing and murders are different. So murders are wrong, killings aren't.
Okay, whatever. You're just deflecting from what I'm saying. I'm saying there are not these universal absolutes you're appealing to.
To what you said. That's all.
No, what you're doing is deflecting from what I'm actually saying.
I guess projection is where you're going. And I'm gonna.
Did I say killing or murder?
No, you said killing.
Okay, so killing includes murder, right? It's a blanket statement. It's a synecdoche.
Contextually, it's a complete.
Well, unalive. We can't say killing.
Yeah.
We can't say the killing.
Okay, unalive. Yeah, unaliving. Let's just use unaliving. God, man, you are.
I'm saying that all slavery.
Thank you.
Just the same as any sort of human.
You're really ridiculous.
Because monoliving, I used them with it is.
And for someone to say in an effeminate man up then and show me your face. I'll show you my face.
Sure. Right here.
Oh. Wow, that's what I'm arguing with.
Yeah, he's got a beard up on.
Wow.
That's what I'm arguing with.
All right, Vinci, what do you look like then? Yeah, Vinci, what do you look like then?
What's yours?
What the heck's going on?
What's yours?
You're
Right?
a slave to your honor.
I show my face on my cam all the time on my channel, dude. This is not like some rare thing for me.
Yeah. I don't have a camera, brother. If not, I did. I would show you what I look like, but I don't have a camera.
Brother Richard.
Okay, so this is on a recording, right? All right, so I'm gonna take my
whatever,
time.
I just find you're such a hypocrite, man.
Now you didn't have. At least I couldn't tell you didn't have any sort of.
Brother, you're not scaring nobody.
You're not going to hold to your word, Da Vinci?
He's a hypocrite.
Not only can you not
how I can
cancel us, but you can't even turn on a camera.
Right, you told him to do it, and you'll do it, and then you don't even do it. So you're a hypocrite and a liar.
No, I'm not a liar.
You are. You said you'd both do it.
What am I going to prove to you guys? You guys,
okay.
You guys felt that you had to prove yourself to me. I'm in control of this conversation.
He thinks he's gonna scare people by saying he's gonna dox them or whatever he's gonna do.
Wait, Vinci, why did
he said I'm the boss here, man?
He's threatening people. He's gonna dox them. That's why he
wants to prove themselves to me.
Vinci, why does it matter what people look like?
I'm the effeminate man.
No, we didn't say that. You said that.
I mean, we just want you to hold up to your word. Just turn on the camera.
No, you didn't. But the chat did. The host, the Christian King, the host. I watched the live stream.
Hold up to your word.
While I was muted.
I think he's had enough.
And
you know,
as a grown man, I would be embarrassed to even show my face.
He doesn't have any.
You
rock,
Let me see your face, bud. Come on. I showed you mine.
Give 5 shekels. No Da Vinci.
Oh
my! You could, I mean, coming from a person that is too, they can't even show their face. That's a liar and a hypocrite.
That's crazy.
Witness.
That's crazy.
You fail with
a simple habit. Like, how can I respect you as an ambassador of Christ when you can't even manage your own weight?
Your judgment
of all he got left is
simple thing.
He just did an ad hoc.
DK, all he got left is that house, man. Just
Wait,
Richard,
you're fat.
you don't have any other.
How are you an ambassador of me when you can't even control what goes in your mouth?
Where's your camera, bro?
How can you tell me you're
Where's your camera?
Inside your nostrils, Adam.
Where's your camera, bro?
I like how we all got our we all
camera,
put our
bro.
camera on,
This
but
is
you're just a
crazy.
hypocrite and a liar, and you won't even abide by your own rules.
Yeah,
what you're
I
saying.
mean, if anything, you just prove that
my
your
lashes
word
green.
means nothing.
Where's your camera, bro?
Yeah, if we can't trust you on your word, why would we trust you in general?
Camera, bro. Camera,
This man's
bro.
word is bankrupt.
You know what my parents used to say that? Like, people always held on to the word back in the day, and if you couldn't hold on to your word, then you were lying. You weren't to be trusted. So I don't trust you at all.
It's a simple way.
No, he's in
And
control.
Da
Remember,
Vinci,
Richard?
well, Da Vinci is not in control anymore because
I'm literally debating
he
you
was
while
muted
cleaning up a closet at my friend's house right
by,
now, man. You're not
Orlando.
even remotely
And
a challenge
Orlando-
for like any
hold
type
on,
of
Smokey,
slavery
hold on.
debate topic.
Orlando,
li-
hold
The
on.
goat, brother.
Orlando
rock,
said
brother.
no Da Vinci.
Give 5 shekels. You're the atheist for 5 minutes for refusing
Yo,
to
hold
camera.
on. Why is
Yeah.
everybody? Why
He
is
doesn't believe in
everybody?
slavery, but he's a slave of his own mind. Get out there.
Oh, my bad. I was sorry, guys. I was.
There you go. That was just crazy.
I was like, why is nobody hearing me?
Was I
And I was muted.
Why
He literally
You muted
Yeah,
yourself.
because I
muted
was like,
everybody.
no, I thought everybody was talking over me, and I was like, why y'all all talking over me? But I was muted. That's why. My bad, guys.
All right, who muted CK?
But I said,
Come on.
Sorry, CK.
but all I was gonna say was, actually, Da Vinci is not in control because Orlando just muted him, and he said, "No, Da Vinci, I am in control." To the dungeon.
Oh, there you go. All right.
And while you're in the dungeon, you need
I
to
am
repent,
captain.
man, and think about your actions.
Yeah.
Because your actions have consequences. So.
Dude,
Well, hopefully he's got a better
I
argument
think the
when he
whole
comes back.
canceling thing was the best. That was awesome. That was great.
I just find it funny because he just started throwing ad homs even at me. It's like you can't defend your position because you're wrong, and you only have subjective truth, supposed subjectiveness, and that. So you attack everyone else when your argument gets debunked, and you just found out to be a liar.
Oh, but come on, he's not realizing that he stole his ethics from Christianity.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
if ignorance doesn't count for anything, what does it count for?
He won't say, like, yeah, Chris, you're right. He won't say that the people that fought to abolish slavery, that started the abolitionist movement, were Christians. He won't say
We're
that.
Christians, and like you said, Monk, you said about hospitals. Christians started hospitals.
Yeah, Christians.
All these Christians were doing all these great
Educational-
things, and people followed them.
Yep,
There's one
educational
side.
systems, all of that were Christians.
There's one
Yeah.
side of this I wanted to get out too, and I mentioned it earlier. It's about the idea of presentism, and it's something, especially in the humanist agenda, that should be shunned. And when someone does it, I like to call them out because it's absolutely against their own humanist agenda. This is where you judge ancient cultures or other cultures with maybe inferior infrastructures or less resources to the same standard you have today. Like where you say they needed to have the same, system for prisons or for, economy or for trade. Like you subject these ancient cultures who were less progressed than you to the same subjective cultural moral standard of your present day. It's a form of bigotry. It's called presentism. Anyone can go look it up. And when you see atheists do this, because usually they're only relying upon their modern culture to set their moral norms. So when they're looking at ancient cultures and judging them and saying, hey, you're not as progressed and as moral as me, they are engaging in that form of bigotry. So I did want to call that out and point that out from earlier because he kind of started over talking it before I could make that point. So
Yep,
And also,
remember,
he got another 5 minutes. Sultan Johnson said, "Mute the atheist for 5 minutes for refusing to come up."
But
By the
remember
way, shout out
that the
JoJo.
culture that they're hailing back to is Christian culture. The laws that they believe, the ethics that they believe, are based on Christianity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like the Sermon on the Mount?
Yeah.
I bet you he hasn't read that. He hasn't read it. That's why he don't know. He's making his arguments, but he hasn't
It's ethical
read the Sermon on the
genius.
Mount.
It really is.
Everyone knows that this is the truth, and that's the funny thing. They accept that this belief that everyone knows that this is the truth. But if you leave Christian culture, people do not know that these things are the truth. It's just when they find out about them, most people go, yeah, that Jesus guy was a genius. He was a great teacher. Even if they deny his divinity, they still say that he was a great teacher.
Yeah, good point.
It's like God knew something. You would have thought.
Richard, you're fat.
I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I apologize. I know, man. It's the how many chocolate chip cookies, dude?
Hit like,
I can't help
comment,
myself.
and share with your friends, unless you're in league with the heretic.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, when you have to start talking people's appearance, that's just crazy. Oh, I can give them a verse too. John 7:24 says, "Judge not by appearance, but judge righteous judgment." There you go. There's a verse for you, man.
It's all right. He can dox me and get me fired. Go right ahead.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose my couch.
You say I'm gonna lose my couch?
It's my only form of employment.
Oh man.
All right, guys. Thank you again. I gotta get my prayers in and then hit the shower and go to bed. So, good night and God bless you guys.
All right, man.
Hey, have a good night, Kirk.
Yep, you too.
See, I have the cam on because I want people to understand that what I'm saying is what I'm believing, because I have a terrible poker face. And so
I thought you had the camera on so that people could see the words coming out of your mouth.
Oh. Remember, CK2, words also have meaning.
Yeah, them truth bombs are dangerous.
Words have meaning, CK.
Yeah.
I love those quotes. You can know my mouth is moving because words are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, I've been trying to find one, but I couldn't find a clear one, because usually people are hollering as he's saying as he's still saying this,
All right, Chris, go ahead, man.
You know I'm speaking because my mouth is moving. You know I'm speaking because I'm speaking because words are coming out of my mouth.
Imagine you're who pisses off Chris the most?
Monk.
Monk.
Yeah,
Monk.
Imagine you talking to Monk and you've been dealing with his nonsense all day, and then say that.
You know I'm speaking because you can hear the words coming out of my mouth.
Yeah,
that was good.
I do want to let Da Vinci know, if he wants a whole bunch more footage of my face, just go to my channel. I start every show like that for like 30 minutes to an hour, so he can have his fill of it if he likes looking at me.
I just find it crazy too when you turn your cam on. He was like, "Oh, you got a beard in that." Like, that's supposed to be an attack? He's got a beard. Okay.
Hey, I'll tell you what, my wife loves my beard. In fact, she claims that she'll stop loving me if I ever shave it off. So I'm not going to hear anything about my beard.
Well, some of us, it grows in sketchy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really grow a beard in that. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I'll pray for your beard growth.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I need all the prayers, man. Thanks.
Everyone should have a beard. Just part of manliness, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I do. When I see people with a full beard and everything, I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. But hey, that just I wasn't
it's not super easy, and I'll tell you, it does take a bit of maintenance. And as you can see, I'm already gray over here, so it's time for another color dye job of it. But it's not easy, man. There is some maintenance.
Yeah,
you gotta do the oils and the conditioner.
Yeah, you really got it full, man. Yeah. I just wasn't predestined, man.
Yeah, you were determined to have a beard. That's what it was, man. Yeah.
I had to say that. But it's funny then. I'm just wondering what he's going to say in this next minute and 12 seconds. Now, what he's going to say.
I don't know. Something about doxing me, getting me fired. I don't know, some sort of thing.
Slavery.
Slavery.
Slavery. That's just. I heard him say that in the chat. I was like, that's just stupidity. That's like saying a pepperoni pizza is a sausage pizza.
Slavery.
Or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Crazy.
I kind of almost did. I wish I did have an employer so that they could get the email. You know, this guy defended slavery on a live stream. I almost wish that was just something that could happen. That would be hilarious.
Slavery is actually practiced by a great many cultures. And it usually comes from the desire to dominate others. Like this guy came on and said, I'm in control here. Control's a myth, mate. If you think you're in control, you're just kidding yourself.
Yeah, the fact the UN does in its own little dictation say that it is pushing to end slavery across the world, but it still tolerates in its member nations because at some level it understands. And I believe that you could look at this historically from a Christian viewpoint, that even God understood this.
Okay,
that
you can't even.
Just let me finish. Just let me finish, dude.
Here we go. He's gonna judge you on your appearance, man.
Of course.
He says, of course, but there he goes being a hypocrite again. He won't turn on his camera.
Yeah, what happened to your cam?
What Christian would
Da Vinci?
voluntarily let themselves get to that size?
Them palms. Too
Well, let's see.
Do you not have any self-control?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you turn on your cam so we can
wait? Da Vinci. How many obese
This is
atheists are
embarrassing.
there?
This
How is that even an argument?
These guys are ambassadors of Christ mocking me. Someone that said they would never keep their word or keep a promise that I would show myself on camera. So I didn't lie. Contextually speaking, did I? Oh, no.
You didn't lie.
Show me and I'll show you mine.
Contextually speaking, you lie, bro.
I'm in control.
You know
of the
what words
conversation.
mean?
You aren't. You never
know what
were.
context means.
That's why you have to smile and laugh. Because
Ad
everything
hoc.
I have said, you can go back to the live stream.
Oh man, you got exposed there. Yeah, you're a coward, dude.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, is right. I was in control this whole time, bro.
Exactly is not a well-versed response. That's
Yeah, Bug,
a
dude.
child on a playground going. How do you think that involves any kind of discourse or debate?
I never had a discourse or debate with any two of these.
I can tell.
I can't call them Christians because their tongues say otherwise. Jesus.
Well, give
education that's just an arbitrary moral judgment from an atheist that doesn't understand the Bible, so it doesn't mean anything.
The angle this guy comes at is steeper than eagle going down.
You know when you skip to year 7
right?
and year 6
the
and
angle
year
this guy
5 and
comes
year
at
4?
is the same angle that Uranus.
You should have gone to class because they would have taught you how to debate with each other.
No.
In a logical and reasonable manner.
Everything it had to say about me supporting China. Go ahead and go back. Go ahead and see how fast they jump to conclusions. And I guarantee you'll see.
You do. You purchase things that are made in China. Argument over. Checkmate.
Textual debate with myself. I've been debating myself. I've been practicing patience with myself because these two don't have the patience to
I actually
hear
believe that.
what's coming out of their mouth and how it's coming out of their mouth and how it's going to be interpreted by
This is a lot of coping, man. This is a whole lot of
If I start debating myself, guys, just let me know. I should stop being an idiot.
And again, I'm the one
I fully understand that you're debating yourself. Out of curiosity, how did both of you lose?
Okay, you can't
How did
control
both
those
of you
in
lose?
Da Vinci.
About yourself.
Hey, Da Vinci, why don't you start judging yourself instead of always judging others? Maybe you should take that log out of your eye, man. Take the log out of your eye before you take the speck out of someone else's eye. Have you ever heard that? You know, Jesus taught that, man. It's a great teaching.
I am not as fat as you, and I'm not as out of shape as you.
So far you've demonstrated to us.
I can serve Christ.
I mean, you
healthier, right? But you can't.
I mean, you can say call me names, and it doesn't bother me, man.
In what is it? You're indulging yourself in what is it? Gluttony. That's what the sin is. Gluttony. So I do have a lumberjack
sized log out of my eye because contextually, I don't have the frame these gentlemen have. And I can call them gentlemen. I have the honor to call them gentlemen. Any other theist on here, and I bet you Smokey wouldn't even show me the honor of calling me a gentleman, but I did.
I don't think you're a gentleman. You overtalk.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't hold to your word. You're hypocritical.
You're a liar. You don't even hold to your word.
The more you talk, Smokey, the more reveal your character.
Good. That's what I'm going for.
And that means you're a blasphemic, hypocritical, heretical Christian who's never been held accountable by a council or by a
Chris, you're muted. Chris, you're muted.
Church, because had there been any sort of elder at a church that you went to, you would have been kicked out.
No, you
yes,
really
are. You would have been stopped.
You know, man, your problem is you don't actually understand what biblical morality is.
You're going to defend yourself, but you can't because it's all on video. You're not a saint.
Okay, dude. Sure. All right, man.
Oh, look, his manifestation.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, go over to my channel. I say way worse stuff over there, dude. Go over to my channel. I say way worse stuff over there.
For everything that you've said, because I doubt your heart's going to change as you.
This is not a sermon. This is not a lecture. This is a clash of doctrine. Live April 17th from two opposing theological worlds. In one corner, representing the Black Hebrew Israelite perspective, bold, unfiltered, uncompromising, Captain Tazariak. In the other corner, standing on centuries of Catholic tradition, calculated, defending the church, Ben Thorpe. The question that divides millions: can Gentiles be saved? Are non-Israelites included in God's promise or excluded? Scripture will be quoted, doctrine will be tested, no backing down. This is more than a debate, this is a battle for truth. One night, one stage, one question. April 17th, 2026, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Only on The Christian King Show. Don't miss it. Zion versus Rome. The Salvation Showdown.
And I am a disabled vet.
Look at the color of your walls. You have mold growing on your walls.
Da Vinci, is all you got insults and ad homs?
Insults?
Well, yeah, he's run out of arguments. Those are all destroyed.
You're not the moderator here. You come in, right? You come in when I start insulting these guys. But when these guys go off the rails, you just stand by and let me defend myself, which I'm okay with because it's making me better. Honestly, I'm grateful for this time I've had in this room because I've improved. And I've become more steady with how I interact with.
No, listen, I come here with authority.
I really wish you knew how pathetic you were looking right now, man. Like, really.
For Christianity,
like, it's reaching cringe levels. Like, you're actually making me cringe.
Inspired again. These people can't even agree on certain things, which is a name again for being the inspired, perfect word of God.
All right.
Christians can't even agree on certain things. A name.
How about we start with a simple thing? God teaches us to love each other.
You don't even love yourself, Oki. Have you really loved yourself? You wouldn't be that way.
Can you explain?
And I love you enough to shame your fatness. No one else here will say, Oki, you need to get in weight.
You see
Da Vinci, if you keep insulting, if you keep doing ad homs, you're gonna be out of here, Da Vinci.
More in his kingdom. How do you lost weight?
Da Vinci doesn't even know about what Chris has gone through.
Having a son.
He's just judging him.
Do you think the sun is going to be
the problem that you have is you can't even explain what love is because your concept
it is love. Love is harsh. Your
concept of love is a lack of love.
No, I'm going off of the context of Christ dying on the cross. That's love. That's harsh. He called out sin by dying on the cross and by bleeding out. And I'm calling your sin out.
All right.
All right,
See,
and
again,
no one else is.
You asked about
Richard's not your bro. Otherwise, he would have called your sin out, and he would have lost weight himself. Smokey would have said the same thing.
You asked about the disabled vet
would have
thing,
said the
but
same
you're
thing had they
too
really cared about
incompetent
you.
to
Look at your
listen.
walls, Oki.
If you
Your walls look
notice,
disgusting.
I am actually a disabled vet, and I did actually volunteer to defend others. That is what Jesus did for us. That was love.
Unfortunately,
he
you probably
his
weren't
life
educated to see that the army was a joke.
Down for our. Did you just say the army is a joke?
What do you have? Absolutely.
The man with the silver spoons and the army.
I'm not talking about defending the nation of the country. I agree. Every nation has to have an army.
Uppercut the like button, leave a comment, and
how
share
the
with your
army
friends.
operates and how the
Unless you pray to
favoritism works in
Mama
the
May
army.
we.
I'm close to an Air Force, not an Air Force, but a guy that drops bombs. Okay, I was close enough to a high level ranking Air Force, ex-military Air Force guy that was deployed in Iraq and has bombed and killed people. I
was next to this guy and I felt his hatred and murder.
And that'll be a tip for the rest of the day.
Any way that you would, they don't. And you are aware of that too. You are aware of how psychopathic and sociopathic people are in the military. So don't tell me that the army is a mistake.
So,
I'm saying
hold on.
Actually, they specifically rule them out.
Have you done a little bit of homework on the army, bro? The army does not give two shits about you.
All right, man. We got to pull them off, man. This is getting ridiculous.
They don't care about you, okay?
Yeah.
I'm grateful that you served. Look what
Da
happened.
Vinci.
And no one
Your
takes
demons are all
no one
over the
thanks you
place.
for your service.
You pray for him, y'all. Pray for him.
For nothing, Oki. For
He
absolutely
doesn't
nothing.
listen.
No one thanks you for your service, but I
So
will.
Why?
So you're going
Da
to talk about
Vinci.
prisoners and say that they're
Da
mental
Vinci,
issues.
why are you so angry
Going in the
and
military,
bitter?
even though the military is a scam.
Da Vinci, why are you so angry and
all
bitter
the time?
and
I
sad?
The goat, brother. You
I'm
rock,
not
my
even in
man.
your country. That's
Miss
how ignorant you
03
are
gave
of
5
what you're
shekels.
talking about.
Take
Well,
Satan
regardless,
off.
I thank you for your service for defending your country.
Regardless.
You
I
devil
don't need
possessed
actual
person.
information.
But there's no.
Just here to insult people and think
you
that
look
I made a good
horrible
point.
right now, man.
Yeah, he's out of here.
Just chill.
You know what? That's like, this is the thing. Like, he was so dug in the sauce of the insult game that even when Chris revealed he is a disabled vet, you know, that did do service to his country, he can't even pull himself out of his dissent to realize he's violating every single principle since he came in here claiming to be the superior moral arbiter over all of the Christians, who has it figured out from his subjective, culturally based, humanistic viewpoint. And he failed to even substantially stick to his own standard. And while posturing himself as someone who wasn't insulting earlier, and I haven't insulted anyone, engaged because of his loss, out of an absolute nonstop, probably near 10-minute ranting rave of insult to everyone who had completely destroyed every vacuous, vapid, worthless, vain argument he could bring to the table.
Yeah, that's got to be the most demonic atheist that we've seen on the panel in a while.
Epic fail, Da Vinci. You deserve props for your patience, CK. I'll give you that.
Yeah. He didn't like when he got called a liar and a hypocrite. That's when he started going crazy.
What happened to the camera, though?
That's what I was asking.
That was never gonna happen.
If he turned his camera on, I think, I don't know.
I would have respected. I would have attacked his
could have been projection.
Yeah, I wouldn't have attacked his parents and that. I would have been like, okay, well, you're a man of your word. You put your camera on like you said you would, but you didn't, so you're a liar. I mean, are you mad that we're telling you the truth?
4,000-year-old scripture. We can't believe it.
I mean, the other dilemma, too, is that the Bible itself, if you're a believer and you end up getting fired, you know, because you defended the faith and defended truth and defended the morality of the Bible says you have reason to rejoice at that, for great is your reward in heaven. So he's not even applying our own paradigm to us in this instance anyway, as if it's something to fear or fret over, or, you know, and even saying that at all, like to go down that road because you're losing a debate, you know, I don't even have to really say much after that, because then he's spiraling and he's just crashing out and he's destroying himself. No matter what he says, he's not going to dig himself out of the hole. So, and that was just, man, that was shameful. That's one of the most shameful atheist interaction I probably had in years. That was crazy.
Every once in a while, you get them on channels and they come up and love to insult, and it's like, what does it matter to you if I'm lying on a bed? Like, who cares? Get over it. We're talking understandings of meanings of life, not whether someone's lying down or not. It's really not that challenging.
I find it weird though, Chris, because I see people in the chat saying, "Why is Chris laying in bed?" Well, if you knew the story and you would actually take time to maybe ask him a question, you'd find out. What's the 2 minutes for?
It's a better question for why you're laying in bed. I don't think
screen
you have an
time.
excuse, sir.
Screen time.
Oh, caught you there.
Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Caught you
I
there.
got something for y'all. Hey, you want a rubber chicken?
Outstanding.
What? Nah.
Rock and roll, bro.
Rock on, man. Yeah. Keep on rocking in the free world. Dun, dun, dun.
Out comes the rubber chicken.
Lord. You know how crazy that sounds?
I don't know who put them up, but whoever did, this is grade A.
I might have to make that into a soundbite.
I agree.
Yes.
CK, you don't mind if I upload this
I've got a guy. God bless.
This is Bob. Bob the chicken. He's really cool, man.
Yeah,
CK,
no, of course not. Anybody could clip and you know.
So I did get permission.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And he's cool.
You don't even gotta ask.
Appreciate it, man. I'm the same way on my channel. Everyone can do the same. Appreciate that.
That's good though.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have our grand little exposition of our slavery debate there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one. That was one of the better ones we had in a while. I remember there was one way back in the day. It's somewhere dug in the archives. It was a 6-ish hour after show that I had thrown together for some debate, kind of spur of the minute. And Snake is Right had come in and thrown down a lot of different things from biblical interpretation and such. And slavery was one of the things that came up, and he was pretty epically dismantled. But usually when I challenge the atheists to this topic of debate and they get wind of some of my arguments, they don't tend to want to follow through. As you can see, when we first started this debate, we had a lot of people kind of running their mouths in the side chat. And of course, the one that was willing to join and wanted to run his mouth, just repeating the same boilerplate arguments that I was about to play that I had already addressed last night. And this is the type of thinking that you're prone to in this environment. Again, TikTok brain, you know, that's they don't really want to. They don't want to focus on the entire context or the entire role of what everything is being taught, the entire ancient Near East context and the economic context, the familial context, the survival context. All these things do not factor into their brains when judging ancient cultures. Weird thing is, they don't necessarily throw a big fit, do they? Do you ever see these fucking atheists going around the internet screaming and yelling about the slavery in the modern era to any level that they do about biblical slavery that happened thousands of years ago? Like these fucking these grand moral arbiters, these grand moral postures are going to go around spending all their energy going around on the internet attacking Christians about Jewish economic servitude systems from thousands of years ago. They don't give a shit that they're spending all their time chatting on a PC or a phone to do that, built with a bunch of components from slave economies, which is really the only reason that they can afford it at all. So if it wasn't built in slave economies, well, their fucking iPhone would probably be $10,000. They wouldn't be able to afford it. So hypocrisy abounds, lack of awareness, pure ignorance, you know, and even judging from a hypocritical standard anyway. What are they judging by? Oh, your culture is worse than my culture. Yeah, that's true of a bunch of shit today. Why don't you talk about that? Most of you are fucking leftists anyway, and it's some carnal sin to disrespect other cultures. Not the Jews of the ancient Near East for some reason. That seems to be perfectly fine in your moral framework. I don't know how you guys fucking convince yourselves to get away with that, but whatever. You know, by the way, if you're right, I mean, think about it this way. If you're right and God doesn't exist, what are you doing? Aren't you just saying an ancient culture of people are a bunch of Immoral sacks of shit. Is this really the argument you're going to present to the world? You know what? God doesn't exist because all the ancient Jews are giant pieces of shit. Oh, well, a lot of those atheists that were so bold in the comments early on, they seem to have taken off as they were listening to the video. If anyone missed it, as Erland just admitted that he did, he should go back and watch it before, again, wanting to just kick jump the same boilerplate bullshit arguments that atheists tend to bring from these fucking Reddit forums. I don't know. Let me see, what time is it? 11:19. Was there any other interaction I had here recently to show you? I don't think so. There was one that popped up in my head the other day that I wanted to share, but now it has escaped me. I think it was directly before. It was before the Toronto thing. Oh, anyway, that's really all I had. What I'll do is, how about this? We will have a brief 10-minute intermission. And I'll play a couple songs here. And if anyone wants to join, now would be the time. If anyone wants to pitch an argument to condemn ancient Jews for whatever fucking reason, you're welcome to click on the link. Where's my banners? What's going on here? Okay. Where, you know what? I need to be more specific than that. Hold on. And that's not create banner. Okay. Let's see. If you want to challenge Smokey, click the link now to join backstage. We will return shortly. There we go. All right. Excellent. That'll work. And in the meantime, we'll just play a song or two here. Let's see, what have I got? Library. You guys want to hear the John Calvin song? That one was pretty interesting. What do you think, John Calvin? Something that hits a little bit? What do you guys want? What do you think? What do you think here? I need to go through and actually add a couple more to this from Froze Archive. You know, let's kick off with this one. Whatever.
Step right up under the red and gold. It always rumble in the story about the love untold. Big top shaking, lights off flash. Hear the crowd, hear the crash. But this ain't tricks, this ain't pretend. This about Jesus out shapes screen. Welcome to the carnival of broken hearts, where the smoke and mirrors take you apart. Tightrope walking over sin. Smile outside, but you shaking within. Lying still in your regret. Every wrong you can't forget. Juggling guilt in both your hands. Trying hard to understand. Funhouse mirrors twist your face. Whisper lies about your place. You too far, you too gone. You messed up for too long. But through the noise, through the haze, through the neon purple blaze, there's a man with nails scarred hands, stepping in where you stand. When the trumpets blast and the drums roll out and you feel invisible in the crowd, he see you playing through the disguise, love reflecting in his eyes. Jesus love you in the chaos, love you through the madness. On the world, the circus spinning round, he stayed in the sadness. He died for you, no magic trick. He took your sin, that was the fix. On the cross, he paid the cost, so you would never be lost. No illusion, this is true. He gave his life for you. From the grave, he rose in power, still loving you this hour. Remaster of the universe, stepped down into the dirt. Born in a manger, humble star, came to win your heart. Crowd screaming, crucify. He could have called down fire from the sky, but he chose the nails, chose the pain, so you could break every chain. Blood ran down like crimson rain, washing clean your deepest stain. Curtain and tore from top to ground. Now his grace is all around. 3 days silent in the praise. Don't roll back, he walked away. If defeated, darkness done. Victory already won. When the cannon's firing, doubts attacking the enemy, whisper you can't come back. Remember the empty tomb is resurrection. He knows. Keep living in the chaos. Love you through the madness. When the life feel out of control, he bigger than the sadness. He died for you, no magic trick. Took his sin, that was the fix. On the cross, he paid the cost, so you would never be lost. No illusion, this is real. By his stripes, you heal. From the grave, you rose in power, and he with you every hour. You ain't a sideshow, you his pride. See the truth behind your eyes, not defined by what you did. You taught the God forgiving. Repent, turn around, come close. He the one you need the most. Grace so wide, mercy deep. Promises he always keep. Call his name in the night. Watch him flood your dark with light. Holy Spirit like a flame, burning off your guilt and shame. Big top falling, lights go down. Still salvation found in him. Not by works, not by fame, only by Jesus' name. Beat drop, every chains release. Heart by rest, soul find peace. From the cross to the crown, he won't ever let you down. Jesus love you in the chaos. Love you through the madness. In the world, the circuit's spinning round. He anchor in the madness. He died for you, rose again. Now he carving new his friend. No trace, no sleight of hand. Just grace you didn't play. He love you in the spotlight. Love you in the midnight. Big top fade. He curtains closed. Still he love it loud and show. Skip right up, don't be late. Today, the day of grace. See the circus of your sin. Let his kingdom start within. Faith still knocking, hope still loud. You ain't lost inside the crowd. Greatest show eternity. Jesus' love has set you free.
You walk loud like you matter, but it's all just noise and chatter. Big opinions, hollow chests, ego doing all the heavy lifting, not impressed. Name drop dreams you never chase, burn every bridge, then blame the flames. You don't stand out, you wear people down. Same old circus, same damn clown. You talk tough, but it's all for show. For real quick when the lights go low. I stay quiet, swallowed hell. Now I'm done protecting you from yourself. You're POSFF, stage light slow. Piece of shit, fuck face. Now you know you're a bad idea. With a loud ass mouth, all that confidence, nothing to back it out. You're a POSFF, spelled crystal clear. No static, no blur. I mean this here. I cut you off. I cut you loose. POSFF, piece of shit, fuck face. That's the truth. You play the victim like a brand. Every failure, somebody else's hands. You steal credit, duck the blame, and wonder why you're still the same. You mistake fear for respect. That's why nobody ever connects. You don't lead, you dominate, then cry when people walk away. You hate mirrors, hate the truth, hate anyone who sees through you. I was your shield, your excuse. Now I'm the voice you can't mute. Your POSFF says matter slow. Piece of shit for face. Now you know you're a bad idea. With a loud ass mouth, all that confidence, nothing to back it out. Your POSFF spelled crystal clear. That's the truth. He petty, upset, self-madeness, fake, foul. Say it clean, say it proud. You only feel tall when someone's flawed. That's not power, that's a fucking flaw. You call it honest, I call it cruel. Just proof you never learned the rules. You'll keep talking to empty rooms, blaming ghosts for shit you do. But patterns don't lie, and neither do I. You're the reason people say goodbye. This isn't anger, this is sight. This is me stepping out your fight. I took my spine, I took my name, left you choking on your shame. You don't scare me, never did. You're just loud and insecure as shit. Say it hurts, yeah that tracks. That's the weight of the truth snapping back. No more grace, no more slack, no more fixing what you lack. I moved on, you stayed the same. Different day, same day, yeah. You're a POSFF, sage, loud and slow. Piece of shit, that face. Now you know you're a bad idea. With a loud ass mouth, all that confidence, nothing to back it out. You're a POSFF, spelled crystal clear. No starting, no blood. I mean this here. I cut you off. I cut you loose. POSFF. Piece of shit, black face. Yeah, I'm Atheist. Spell it out so there's no doubt. No misunderstanding, no way out. I walk forward, clean and free. You stay stuck being history. Say my name, scream it loud. I'm not looking back, I'm not around. POSFF. Piece of shit, fuck face. Lights out, NC, no encore, no in between. Piece of shit, fuck face. Piece of shit, fuck face. Piece of shit, fuck face. Piece of shit, fuck face.
Candles cough black smoke, names carved into stone. Books burn in the square, you sit on your throne. You drew your laws in iron ink on other people's skin. Signed every sermon with a threat and called the terror discipline. A city strung on puppet wire, confessions nailed to every door. You preached of grace, then built a cage and fed the hungry to your war. I have had many infirmities, you say it so politely, like chains are just accessories on necks that bow too tightly. And all I've done has been worth nothing, you whisper at the end. So was the ash worth swallowing to play your God King friend? Counsel in your pocket, neighbors as your spies. A rumor turns to doctrine, a doubt becomes a crime. One man in the flames, you called it holy light. You crowned yourself a conscience and set the world alight. You count the bodies like beads on a string, then clear your throat as the church bells ring. I have had many infirmities, you dress it up as sorrow, as though the bruises that you left will fade before tomorrow. And all I've done has been Tell that to the tongues you cut, the minds you shut, the bonfires fed on breath and blood. Worth nothing. Tell that to the children taught to fear each thought, to love the luck more than the I've had many infirmities. You pleaded at the curtain, but mercy's not a curtain call when your verdicts were so certain. And all I've done has been worth nothing, you finally confess. Then let the ghost you drafted come take back what you possessed. The candles drown in wax, the stone forgets your name, but every time that line is read, the shadows laugh your shame. The echo drips and falls, and all I've done has been worth nothing. Then why these burning walls? For they know not what they fear, but I do. I've seen their trembling halos burning low when I draw near. They pray for light but flinch from sight. They crown their doubt in silver lights. Each hallelujah hides a fight between their hearts and their disguise. They call me wicked, call me wrong, but I have kept their faith this long. If they were certain I'd disappear, I am the truth they won't let near. I am the mirror, the floor and the flame, the breath in the fear. You find your God when I am near. Oh, I am the mirror, the crack in your glass, the pulse in your pain. You rise again when you curse my name. Your saints build walls of brittle glass and preach of love they cannot pass. Their mercy ends where comfort starts. Their grace is bound by fragile hearts. You kneel to prove the night still ends beneath my shadow to make amends. Without the dark, your faith is play. You bless the night when you push me away.
No angels came when I was small. No thunder broke, no voice at all. Only silence dressed in holy sound, and people kneeling to empty ground.
Would heaven still shine if I never came? Would mercy mean anything without shame?
I am your lesson, your holy disease, the tremor that brings you to your knees.
I am the mirror, your doubts, your proof, your trembling friend. I start your fall so grace can mend. Yes, I am the mirror, your ghost, your echo, your unbowed guide. Faith's last truth is the fear inside. For they know not what they fear, but I do. I've seen their trembling halos burning low when I draw near.
All right. Well, no one wants to come in and challenge, eh? No one's going to show up. We had a bunch of mouthy atheists in the comments here for a bit. The only one that seems to still be mouthing off is the one that didn't pay attention to anything in the video. Where'd they all go? Where's all this boldness for their moral posturing? Not seeing it. God, what a desperate fucking argument anyway. You know, Matt Dillahunty just pulled mentalist mind tricks on a whole generation of dumb bastards. I'm telling you. What a plague. Based in subjectivity, morally arbitrary, completely culturally unjustified, indulges in presentism bigotry, ignores the context of the ancient Near East, including the economics, the infrastructure, and available resources, ignores way of life, ignores available choices to those that lived in the ancient Near East, ignores the lack of regulated trade, standardized currency, any of this shit. And they'll mouth off if they haven't heard the fucking arguments, won't they? That's when they'll start running their mouths. They don't, after they hear the arguments, they don't stick around when they start hearing the arguments, do they? They're not so bold to click on the link. Gave them a chance. We're sitting here, gave them what? Damn near 20 minutes. To see if they were going to click on the link. And any of these atheists, these mouthy atheists, are going to click on the link and join in the room and defend their moral condemnation. You're so bold about it. Can't any of you defend it? Is it just a bunch of feelings noise? Well, of course it is. I already know that. You don't know that. You don't know that it's a bunch of vain feelings noise. I'll prove it to you. I'll teach you. But you got to click on the link. And I'm not at that level to waste my time in side chat conversations anymore. No need. I'm here. I'm talking. Link is posted. People can join the room. Not engaging in side chat debates. No point to it. So they all ran off. As predicted. Unfortunate. Disappointing, really. I might have stuck around for, I don't know, at least another 20, 30 minutes, taking on an atheist or two with their dumb bullshit arguments. But no, even the guy that jumped in, did he give any actual rebuttal even in side chat when he heard my answer to his whole, beating a slave? You allow slaves to be beaten today. You don't bitch about it. You got slaves in the penal system that are beaten all the time because they get out of hand. I don't hear you throwing up some big fucking hissy fit about that. See how they have to extract people from cells? Pull up cell extraction sometime and tell me we don't beat slaves anymore today in America. Go ahead. You go do that. Go make an argument. I'll wait. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. They are cowards. Thank you. Thank you, Guru. Good to see you. By the way, Guru, I do have your package. Lowe's condition hasn't given us the priority well, we received the Amazon. We haven't received the other one yet. But once I do get the other one too, I will undo that with Low and send you a video of that on Discord, I suppose, or something. So, but thank you for that. Very appreciative of you looking out for us and keeping us in mind like that. Very sweet. Yeah. Without slavery, none of the woke atheist hypocrites would be here using a computer, let alone go to sleep with a full belly. That is absolutely fucking true. It's undeniably true. Oh, so we don't support slavery. I'm going to get on the internet from my slavery-made device to complain about slavery 2,000 years ago. Oh, fuck. How do you not realize what clowns you look like? How do you... Oh, you dirty, rotten bastard. You disgusting rents. Are you not familiar with the way of life of the common Chinese worker? By the way, China reports their slave numbers, which I think are dramatically underreported, as pretty much everything is that would make their rotten fucking country look bad. But look at how those people live. 6-7 day work weeks, 12 hours a day, only enough to barely survive, living in falling apart, government subsidized, government built housing made out of crumbling styrofoam, unsafe, people falling through floors, elevators falling down, everything poorly built, all owned by the centralized socialists. You contribute to this. You buy from this, and you don't bat an eye. You don't give a shit. So don't come on here and try and convince me any of you atheists actually care about slavery. Stupid. You look like idiots. You really just look stupid, honestly. That's what it comes down to. You really just look stupid. Fuck, man. You could literally point, you know how stupid you are, Erlen. You can literally point to biblical slaves, actual biblical slaves like Joseph and Eliezer that lived way better than any fucking slave in China right now today. You can point to actual examples, explicit examples of slaves who lived 1,000 times better than anything Chinese slaves could ever hope to be. So don't talk in this disgusting, linear, flat, dimensional, uncaring, non-contextual, retarded view of history. Friend, for what? You want an extra excuse to hate the Jews? You pick a better one. Plenty of reasons to dislike the Jewish. I'm not going to. We're not going to do that. For all I know, stream will definitely get taken down then. I'm not going to go into the Zionist garbage stuff right now. I don't want that even dragged into this stream. There's no reason for it. Ridiculous. You people are ridiculous. And the fact that you won't click on the link to defend the dumb crap you're willing to type is also an extra layer of ridiculous, to be completely honest. I am disappointed. Truly, genuinely, unavoidably, factually disappointed. What the hell is wrong with you people? I think I might make a fried salami sandwich for lunch or something here. It's about that time. So I guess I'm going to shut it down. No atheist wants to join. No one wants to challenge. No one wants to suddenly poke their heads up and start challenging their justification to morally condemn slavery. So I guess we'll just shut it down. We'll give that as another L to the atheists. They either couldn't contend with the arguments, didn't want to stick around to hear them, had already made up their mind, and therefore they're just clowns and jokes, or they're here late, not even really listening, not even contending, and certainly not willing to click on the link to defend their dumb bullshit. So what is the point, right? Let's give this L to the atheist today, and we'll move on to the next show at a later date. Good to see you, Pi. Glad you stopped by. Hope you had a fun time in the side chat. Thank you, Guru. Good to see you as well. Thank you for popping in. I saw Christian Carpenter was here earlier. Some of the cult were here. Good to see you guys. Thanks for popping through. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you all have yourselves a very, very pleasant day, and we will catch you on the next one. Smokey is signing out.